Today is June the 16th. What was the crucifixion? Let's find out together as we read passages from the Passion narrative. Today, as we read through the Bible in a year, we're coming to the end of the Gospels. I'd like you today to read about the crucifixion of Jesus. You'll find that story in Matthew 27, verses 24 to 37, and its parallel passages. Mark 15, 15 to 26, Luke 23, 24 to 34, and John 19, 16 to 27. Here we see the story of how Jesus was condemned. Pilate, in spite of the fact that he found Jesus innocent, turns him over to the Jewish crowd and to the Roman soldiers to be crucified. In the book of Mark, to pacify the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas to the crowd. Then he ordered Jesus flogged with a lead-tipped whip, and he turned him over to the Roman soldiers to be crucified. Part of the crucifixion was the flogging. The purpose of the flogging was to begin the process of blood loss. The second part of the story, Jesus is mocked. In Mark 15, verses 16 to 20, they take Jesus to the praetorium. They dress him in a purple robe, the color of royalty. They beat him. They club a crown of thorns on his head. They mock him. They spit on him. Then they take the robe from him, put his own clothes on him again. Part of the crucifixion was to have the individual exhausted. So they give Jesus the crossbeam to which he will later be nailed. And he's to carry that from the city center, from the praetorium, to the hill where crucifixions were executed, Golgotha. On his way there, Jesus' strength gives out. They find a man named Simon. He is from the nation of Cyrene. They ask him to carry it the rest of the way. By the time Jesus was nailed to that crossbeam, he was physically exhausted. And then, verse 24, the soldiers nailed him to the cross. They divided his clothes and threw dice to decide who would get each piece. It was 9 a.m. when they crucified him. And a sign announcing the charge against him. It read, "The King of the Jews." And then 2 revolutionaries were crucified with him. The crucifixion was not intended to be over quickly. A crucifixion was intended to last 2 to 3 days. Death would come as a result of dehydration, exposure to the elements, infection that would set into the many wounds that the person had, even animals that would come and actually begin to eat the body before the person was actually dead, particularly carrion birds would come. Jesus was crucified at about 9 a.m. His death came quickly. It came by 3 p.m. Tomorrow, we'll read more about Jesus' death. Today, it's enough to know that Jesus died a torturous death, and he did it for us. Like, follow, and subscribe to this devotional on whatever platform you use to listen to it. Tomorrow, we will look at Jesus' death.